Hello and welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to study about binomial theorem. Binomial theorem, as this is discussed in previous video, a plus b whole raised to power n. This is equal to nc0 into a power n b power 0 plus nc1 a power n minus 1 b power 1 plus nc2 a power n minus 2 b power 2 and so on, like this. Okay, one important result we also saw. What was that? nc0, the coefficient, first coefficient is equal to last, ncn. Okay, and the value of this is 1. Second coefficient here, this is nc1, and here second last is ncn minus 1. They are equal to n. Similarly, we proceed. nc2, that is this coefficient, will be equal to its previous coefficient, the coefficient of previous term, ncn minus 2. And we can write this way: n into n minus 1 upon 2 factorial. Likewise, if we proceed further, nc3 is equal to ncn minus 3, which will be equal to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 whole divide 3 factorial. This way we can proceed. So from this one relationship we have, what is that relationship? NCR is equal to NCN minus R. These values are always equal. This is the relationship between the coefficients, because we saw that first and last, second last, like that, they are same. Okay, conclusion is ncr is equal to ncn minus r. This all is already discussed in previous video. Today, what is the topic? Let us see. In this video, under binomial theorem, we shall discuss about general term. We shall discuss about middle term, or term independent of x. X is the name of any variable in the expansion. Okay, so in the expansion, that particular variable independent term independent of the variable, we shall discuss everything in this video. So let us start with general term. First of all, consider the binomial expansion: a plus b whole raised to power n. nc0 a power n b0 power nc1 a power n minus 1 b power 1 nc2 a power n minus 2 b power 2 and so on. Last term is ncn a power 0 b raised to power n. Now what we see, this is the first term, this is the first term, and this is the second term, this is the second term, and this is the third term. Okay, so if here 0 is there, then first term, 1 mean next second term, 2 mean third term. So if this is n, then what we can say, this is 1 extra, n plus 1th term. Okay, so from this one conclusion, what we can have, if we are interested to find out any r plus 1th term, so it means ncr a power n minus r b raised to power r. This is called general term. This is called general term. So okay, let us have one example. Question is, find the general term in the expansion of x square minus y whole raised to power 6. Okay, so what is the value of n? First of all, n value is 6. So general term we have t r plus 1 is equal to ncr. N mean 6, cr. A, the value of a is x square whole raised to power n minus r, that is 6 minus r, into b. What is b here? This is minus y raised to power r, this r. So this is the general term, right? We can also write this way. This is equal to 6cr, this minus 1 taking outside, minus 1 raised to power r, and here this becomes x raised to power 6 into 2 12 minus 2r into y raised to power r. Okay, so this way this is called the general term. This is the process how we can find the general term of in the expansion of any binomial theorem. Now consider one more example. The question is, find the 13th term in the expansion of 9x minus 1 upon 3 square root of x whole raised to power 18, where x is not equal to 0, because this makes the question not defined. Okay, so x is not equal to 0. So in order to find 13th term, again we use the general term. General term mean 13th term r plus 1. In order to say here 13, we should say r is equal to 12 plus 1. 12 plus 1 is equal to, the value of n is 18. 18 c, r is 12. A, the value of a is 9x whole raised to power n minus r, that is 18 minus r is 12, into b. What is b? This is minus 1 upon 3 square root of x whole raised to power r. What is r? 12. So this way, with the help of general term, we can find any term. Okay, now next is middle term. Middle term, what is middle term and how to find the middle term? First of all, let us have one example. A plus b whole raised to power 0, this is equal to 1, where a plus b both are a plus b is non-zero finite quantity. A plus b whole raised to power 1 is a plus b. A plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Next is a plus b whole raised to power 3. This is equal to a power 3 plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b power 3. In previous video we have already discussed about Pascal's triangle. This is about index, that is power, and the coefficients, that is 1 3 3 1 etc. When index is 0, power is 0, then coefficient is 1. When index is 1, then coefficient of a is 1, coefficient of b is also 1. When index is 2, coefficient of first coefficient is 1, second coefficient is 2, third coefficient is 1. When index is 3, first coefficient 1, second coefficient 3, third coefficient again 3, last coefficient 1. Mean to say 1, 1 plus 1 2, 1 plus 2 3. We can proceed. When coefficient index is 4, then 1 starting 1, 1 plus 3 is 4, 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 1 is 4, last we write 1. Next we proceed 5, we start with 1, 1 plus 4 is 5, 4 plus 6 is 10, 6 plus 4 10, 4 plus 1 5, 1, like this. Okay, mean to say, what conclusion we get? If index is 0, then we have only one term. When index is 1, then we have two terms. Okay, when index is 2, then we have three terms. Okay, likewise, we can write the value of a plus b whole raised to power 4, which is equal to, according to this, a power 4 plus this 4 will come here, 4 a power 3 b power 1 plus next is 6 a power 2 b power also 2, and after 6 this is 4 plus 4 a power 1 b power 3, last is 1, that is b raised to power 4. Again, a plus, we can also find the value of a plus b whole raised to power 5. This is equal to a power 5 plus this 5 a power 4 into b, next is plus 10 a raised to power 3 b raised to power 2 plus this again 10 a power 2 b power 3 plus this 5 a power 1 b power 4 plus last coefficient is 1 b power 5, this way. Okay, so what we are saying here, uh, even, when we are saying even, okay, 0 is even, 2 is even, 4 is even, then number of terms, they are 1 2 3 4 5, odd. That is, we are writing, if index is even, then we get odd number of terms, 0 1 2 1 2 3, which is odd. When 4 1 2 3 4 5, so total numbers of terms, they are odd. So odd mean, suppose index is even we say, suppose this is n, then what is the middle term? Here simply we can say about middle term, what is that? If n is even, then what happens? If n is odd, then what happens? Now consider first case, when n is even. So what we can say here, we can say that middle term m is equal to n by 2 plus one-th term. One-th term, this is called middle term. Once again, what is middle term? N by 2 plus one-th term. Let us check. Here in this case, what is n? N is 0. So 0 divided 2 plus one-th term, that is equal to first term. First term is already 1. Now taking second case, even number, this is 2. So here n is 2. So what is middle term? This is equal to n by 2. 2 by 2 plus one-th term. This is equal to 2 by 2 mean 1. 1 plus 1 mean second. Second term. This is the middle term. Of course, this is the middle term. Middle term. Right? Now let us check for this. Here n is equal to 4. So middle term will be equal to 4 by 2 plus one-th term. Okay, that is equal to 4 by 2 mean 2 plus 1. This is third term. What is third term? So this way, third term, 1 2 3 4 5. Out of 5 terms, third term is the middle term, right? So this way, the formula, when n is even, then we can find the middle term by substituting the respective value of n. N by 2 plus one-th term is called the middle term. Now let us see what happens when n is odd. Suppose n is odd, this is 1. So what we see that middle term, there are two middle terms. Okay, so first of all the formula. First middle term will be equal to n plus 1 by 2th term. Okay, we shall discuss them. And second middle term will be m2 n plus 1 by 2, that is previous term, plus 1th term. Okay, so this way there are two middle terms in case of when this index is odd, n is odd. So let us check here. We just consider this n is 3. So what is first middle term? This is equal to n by n plus 1, that is 3 plus 1, divide 2th term, that is we can say 4 by 2, second term. And m2, it means 3 plus 1 second, after second this is third term. Let us check first. So second and third term, this is m1 and this is m2. So according to this formula, this is suitable, formula is okay. So we can apply this formula to find the middle term when n is odd. Again let us check for a plus b whole raised to power 5. So first middle term, that will be equal to n plus 1, that is 5 plus 1, divide 2th term. The meaning of this is 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 by 2, third term. And m2 mean after third term, what is the next term? This is fourth term. So middle term mean third is this is m1 and this is m2, second middle term. Two middle terms will be there. Okay, so this way first middle term n plus 1 by 2, and second middle term n plus 1 by 2 plus 1th term. Now let us have one question also. Question is, find the middle term in the expansion of 3 minus x power 3 divide 6 whole power 7. Now first of all this is 7. 7 mean odd. So we have two middle terms. First middle term, this is equal to n plus 1 by 2. N is 7. So 7 plus 1 divide 2th term. This is the middle term, first middle term. That is equal to 8 by 2, fourth term. And m2 mean fourth term next to fourth is fifth term. Fifth term. These are two middle terms. Okay. Now the need is, what is the general term? General term tr plus 1 is equal to ncr a raised to power n minus r into b raised to power r for a plus b whole raised to power n. Okay, so here in this question t r plus 1, that is we are going to find m1. M1 mean fourth term. Fourth mean r is 3. 3 plus 1 is equal to n. Value of n is 7. 7 cr is 3. The value of a is 3 into 3 raised to power n minus r. 7 minus 3 into b. B mean minus x raised to power 3 divide 6 whole raised to power r. R is 3. This is the first middle term. Now what is the second middle term? Second middle term mean fifth term. That is, we write here 4 plus 1 is the fifth term. So 7c4, again 3 raised to power 7 minus 4 into minus x raised to power 3 divide 6 whole raised to power 4. So this is the second middle term. Similarly, we have another question. Find the middle term in the expansion of x by 3 plus 9y whole raised to power 10. Now index is 10, power is 10, that is n is even. So we have one middle term. Middle term is 1. What is the name of that? N by 2. N by 2 mean 10 by 2. 10 by 2 plus 1th term. 1th term. That is equal to 10 by 2 mean 5. 5 plus 1 is 6th term. So 6th term mean t 5 plus 1. Okay, again we write a plus b whole raised to power n. This mean tr plus 1 is equal to ncr a power n minus r b raised to power r. From this we have ncr. The value of n is 10. C r is 5 into a raised to power n minus r. A is x by 3 power 10 minus 5 into b. B is 9y whole raised to power r. R mean 5. So this is the middle term of this question. This way we can find the middle term. First of all, when we find the middle term, we see the index, whether the power is even or power is odd. If power is even, then middle term is equal to n by 2 plus 1th term. When power is odd, then two middle terms will be there. First middle term equal to n by 2, n plus 1 by 2th term. Second middle term n plus 1 by 2 plus 1th term. Now in connection with the last the question we are taking here. Question is, find the coefficient of x raised to power 6 y raised to power 3 in the expansion of x plus 2y whole raised to power 9. So here also we use general term tr plus 1 is equal to ncr a raised to power n minus r b raised to power r when we are given a plus b whole raised to power n. Okay, same case here. First of all, we write tr plus 1 is equal to n value is 9 cr a, here this is x raised to power 9 minus r, and b is 2y whole raised to power r. R mean this. So solving this now, we are given here 9cr. This 2 will come here, 2 raised to power r. Now here we are left with x raised to power 9 minus r into y raised to power r. Now what is the question? Question is, find the coefficient of x raised to power 6 y raised to power 3. It means x raised to power 6. So 9 minus r should be 6. So this gives us the value of r is 9 minus 6, which is equal to 3. So also here y raised to power 3 is automatically obtained. So what we say, t, the value of r is 3. 3 plus 1 is equal to 9c3 into 2 raised to power 3 x raised to power 9 minus 3 into y raised to power 3. Right? Now further solving this, we are given here 9 factorial divide 9 minus 3 6 factorial into 3 factorial. 2 raised to power 3 mean 8. X raised to power 6 y raised to power 3. Right? Again, solving this, we have 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 factorial. Divide. This 6 factorial will be cancelled now. 3 factorial means 3 into 2 into 1. 6 factorial cancelled. Also 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9, 2 ones are 2, 4 twos are 8. So we have into 8, x power 6 y raised to power 3, that is equal to 678 672 x raised to power 6 y raised to power 3. Now what is the question? Find the coefficient of x raised to power 6 y raised to power 3 in the expansion of x plus 2y whole raised to power 9. So what is the coefficient? We see that coefficient of x raised to power 6 y raised to power 3 is 672. Therefore coefficient of x raised to power 6 y raised to power 3 is equal to 672. Coefficient mean multiplier. What is the multiplier of x raised to power 6 y raised to power 3? This is 672. That's all. Thank you very much.